Welcome to the one-step demo series for Social Share. I'm your host, Jenny, and I am a MarTech consultant and MarTech manager for HighRoad Solution, and I'm the resident expert at email marketing deliverability best practices. So I go by the Twitter handle, for the most part, HighRoad Jenny. I also have Jenny Lassie and Zen Worlds, and I discuss all the gamut of any kind of email deliverability tactics and email engagement optimization. So today we're going to talk about social share. What is social share? How is social share different than linking to your organization's social pages? And when does it make sense to use social share? Social share is a feature that allows you to add the ability for your email recipients, so the people receiving your email, to share either an online hosted version of your email or share a URL on the social platform timeline profile feeder board that go directly to an area on your website. Blue Hornet narrowed in on the top 5 social platforms to allow recipients to share to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google+. So having social icons that link to your organization's social media presence on the social platforms is simply linking a graphic to one URL. So whatever your organization's Facebook page is, it's linking to that. It's bringing email recipients to there to get them to engage in some kind of conversation. But social share allows recipients to share your content and evangelize your brand by allowing their contacts, friends, and connections to read your content in hopes that they'll find it interesting. Perhaps they'll too become a member or become a subscriber. Social share is an easy way for you to reach more than just your subscriber base with your message. And with that said, let's go on to a live demo. Once you're inside your account, there's a few different ways to use this. So there's a different workflow process for each time you're going to try to use these social share icons. So if you're creating a message, give your message a name. And you're almost always going to start off with a basic test message when you're creating a new message. So you can send yourself as many messages as you want, since they don't count towards your email sending volume. And you'll give your email subject line. And you'll pull in either your template or paste in your content here. So depending on your workflow process, if you already have like a code base that somebody has given you because they've developed it in an outside HTML editor like Dreamweaver, you can paste your source code here, or you can import in from a list of templates that you have. Okay. Now, I already have a template here, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy that code. Okay. Now, I have a template here, and I've already have the icons built into the template share on, and I have links to each of these different icons. Okay, so this is a little bit different of a workflow process, as you might need to first develop the links for social share if you want to use very specialized Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, or Pinterest icons, right? You could use, say you wanted the ability to share this particular article, right? Let's go ahead, and this is a really interesting article, and we want to link to or have people share that article specifically from our website, okay? So this is not using the online hosted version of the email, but the website where that content exists. So you can select the social icons that you want them to be able to share with. If you don't really have a good presence or a lot of conversation or any of your social media or community managers managing activity on Google+ and Pinterest, you may not want to focus your efforts there. But you can choose which social platforms you are active on and participate in conversations in, and make sure that you choose those. You can choose your icon set, so you can choose if it's going to be a small or large. I generally recommend going on the larger side because these images do not scale to full width for mobile, so you want to make sure that they are clickable with the knuckle when people are opening your email on a mobile device. And then simply give your either your share URL here. So let's say I'm just going to share to this article here, a blog post that we have on our blog. And I'm going to put that there. And I'll put a really original title in there, blog post, or I might want to be more specific, attracting new members. You can give it a description. And insert. So it's automatically adding the icons for you. Okay, so now when a recipient were to receive this email in their inbox, when you do send a live email, they'll be able to click this Facebook icon. What it will do is it will prompt them to receive or to log into that platform if they're not already logged in on that browser, and they can put a short message before that and then post it to their own timeline. Okay, you can send yourself a basic test. Make sure that the look and feel of your email is where you want it to be. Okay, you'll get a success. So now, basic test messages are not going to be merging in any of the tags. So really, we just want to see that the look and feel of this email is where we want it to be. We're not actually truly testing to see if you can click through and log into Facebook. You'll need to send either a live message to a static segment that just has yourself in it, or maybe a few other testers from your organization, and then you can actually test this process end to end, receiving your email, what it's like to click on one of the Facebook share icons, post it to your Facebook timeline. Okay, now that is when you're actually going through this rows of sending an email or creating an email, pulling in a template. What if you have a template outside in the editor and you want to link to the social share icons below? So I have this template set up and ready to go here. And we have Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn here. And we want people to be able to share this hosted version of this email with either of those platforms. But right now, the template just has these placeholders in it to allow you to put in a link. Well, those links don't exist yet until you create them. So let's go back. Now, this is when you normally would never go directly here, but if you do need to provide those links to an outside designer, whoever is designing this piece, that aren't actually in the Blue Hornet account, then you'll need to create those and supply those to whomever is doing this work. Okay, so we want to be able to share to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Those are the only icons that we have in our template, and we can go to a hosted version of the email or a custom URL. It's really up to you. Now, a hosted version of the email is the entire email. If you wanted to just share like one article that exists on your website somewhere, you could just simply link to that. But if it's the entire email, which is the case with this email because you're sharing the entire thing, it's not any particular article, then we're going to go ahead and choose hosted version of the email. We're going to give it a title, and we could just say HighRoad monthly newsletter, or whatever is applicable to you. And you generate the code. Now, when you generate the code, it's using this very specific tagging and convention. Okay, it's a series of percents and also pipe delimiters to differentiate. Now, these are the href values that you'd actually supply to whomever is doing it, to whomever is putting the template together. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to copy that using Control-C. And then in Dreamweaver, I go to Facebook. And I go to the Facebook link, and I simply paste in that tag. And I'll do the same for LinkedIn. And I'll do the same for Twitter. Now, this is a great workflow process if you don't want to necessarily specialize the title and description for each individual newsletter, and you just want to have like your monthly newsletter or weekly newsletter have this tagging convention. You could create these links and then just keep them in your template and use them each week. Otherwise, if you do have something specific you want to put in the title and description for each particular send, you'll need to generate these codes each time and place them into the template. Now that we have our share icons in there, we can go ahead, copy all of our content. Now, if we wanted to save these for future reference, you certainly could, just by highlighting all this, putting it in a notepad document, and then saving it for archive purposes. So I'm going to go back into Edit Draft here. And I'm going to send a standard test message. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and paste my source code here. Or if you already had the template in your template library, you would simply just select the templates and go to the correct one. Now, all of these are linked in here, so I can go ahead and go to next. You can either schedule or send now. I'm selecting a standard test message. And the reason I do that is because I can send a standard test message and include the segment I want it to go to for testing purposes, but standard test messages deploy immediately. There is no 5-minute delay like there is a live message. So if you don't want to do a live message, simply because time is of the essence and you want to send now, go ahead and choose a standard test message. Just know that you'll receive 2 versions of that email to your inbox. You'll receive the text version and the HTML version. Assuming you have a text version, you're good. If you just have an HTML version, you might want to consider converting it to your HTML email to a text version to bring this advisory spam score down. But if you're just looking for testing reasons, go ahead and send test. Your message was sent successfully. Okay, and then once you receive your message, you can go ahead and choose the social icon you want to share and click it and go ahead and go through that process. If you have any questions, give support a call at 703-297-8886 or email support@highroadsolution.com. Thank you for joining us, and happy social sharing.